So LVMH Watch Week was last week, and it featured all sorts of brands. Tag Heuer, Zenith, Hublot, Louis Vuitton, just Bulgari, Daniel Roth, Gerald Genta, so many. And which brand do we think was the winner? Let's talk about it. So first of all, I think one of the coolest takeaways from LVMH Watch Week was Bulgari with the new Serpentine. Why is it so cool? It's very much a jewellery watch. It's very not my cup of tea. It's very much a lady's watch. But I genuinely think, and this has been said by a few articles and a few outlets, so this isn't purely my thoughts, it just marks the end of that quartz crisis era because it's gone mechanical. It features a full automatic movement, and during the quartz crisis, those automatic movements in small ladies' pieces were one of the first things that just went bye-bye. So the fact that they are now introducing these automatic movements back into these jewellery watches is amazing. I mean, it features a solid gold case. They're anywhere between $10,200 and $126,000. They're not limited. They've got power reserve of 50 hours, but my God, are they beautiful. So they're either yellow gold or they're set with diamonds. They're pretty cool, and it's just cool to see these jewellery watches featuring automatic movement. So thumbs up to Bulgari there. Next is one of the losers of LVMH Watch Week. Unfortunately, so Zenith introduced the Defy Skyline chronograph in a skeletonized variant, and honestly, I find it so uninteresting, I genuinely thought it already existed in the catalogue, so I'm just going to ignore that for now. But the new Chronomaster Sport Rainbow, for me, was actually a bigger letdown. I'd wear the Defy Skyline chronograph. This Chronomaster Sport Rainbow is trying to be very Rolex Daytona Rainbow and just ends up looking very Hublot. The Daytona Rainbow, its success came in the fading from one colour of another on the bezel. This Chronomaster, each section of the bezel is just block colour of a specific colour of sapphire, so it lacks that elegance that the Daytona Rainbow had. So it just looks very gauche and very, very Hublot in my opinion. And not having a fade when it's a Zenith, and their whole thing is having a fade on their subdials in tones, just makes no sense to me. I think the Chronomaster is a spectacular watch. This one's featuring an 18 karat gold case and bracelet. Obviously, it features an El Primero movement with a 1/10 of a second chronograph, so technically it's incredible. They've just ruined how it looks, and of course by making it $112,000. So yeah, unfortunately, Zenith let me down this LVMH Watch Week, so Tag Heuer, of course, did do a couple interesting things. The new purple Carrera glassbox chronograph. Good thing about it is the date is in the correct place. It's at 6 o'clock. On the black chronograph, the date is famously at 12 o'clock, which is apparently a heritage throwback, but it makes the date nigh on unreadable when the chronograph hand is stationary. This new purple though, I got hands on with it yesterday, looks really, really cool. I just think this colour, it's sort of a purple ombre dial fading into very deep black at the edges. I think the colour is beautiful. It actually features a purple lining on the leather strap as well, and the 39mm size is always brilliant on the glass box. They also released a 42mm tourbillon version, limited to something like 200 pieces, but I'm not that interested in that version, if I'm being honest, because the price on the purple glass box is 6,500 Swiss francs, so it's actually not terribly priced considering some other things in the market, but it does definitely mark Tag Heuer taking a step up in their price range. And before we talk about the next release, which is probably the biggest release of the week, please do remember to like, subscribe, ding that bell icon so you never miss another video, and comment, because I'm not an expert. I get things wrong, so comment down below. Thank you. So Tag Heuer, arguably their biggest release of the week was the new mechanical Formula One chronograph. Obviously, Tag Heuer has very famously just retaken up the role as the official timekeeper of Formula One. So these were a widely expected release. The Formula One range at Tag Heuer has been sort of languishing for quite a while. Obviously it's the budget range, but Yeah, a lot of those watches still had stamped clasps, not milled, which on a over £1,000 watch just wasn't good enough. So these were highly anticipated. There's quite a few variants featuring a Red Bull variant, which I got hands on with yesterday as well. There's all different colours. But what's the same amongst all of them? All 44mm cases, very short lug width though. They wear more like a 42, so that's positive. They're all titanium cases. They're all mechanical chronographs. And they all feature this integrated strap design, as well as the movement is actually based on an ETA caliber 7750. So in all honesty, nothing overly egregious there. Not a big fan of the integrated strap design, but that's just me. One thing about the aesthetics of these watches that I do really like is the implementation of the chronograph pushers. They just look really cool, really nicely integrated. They just look like some wham-ass crown guards, and I'm sort of here for it. The Red Bull edition seems like it's been getting the most press, but that's also the most expensive, featuring a sort of pattern dial and a forged carbon bezel. So that is £4,750, which marks what I think is the biggest issue with this new release from TAG. It's too damn expensive, and it lacks what the F1 range has always had. It's always been the entry level into TAG Heuer from a versatility standpoint, featuring bracelets and featuring a price where parents would actually want to buy it for their kids for their 18th or 21st birthday. This marks a massive departure. That's what TAG Heuer has always been. It's been a great entry-level brand. This marks up that price so much. So I'm just hoping it doesn't mean they're getting rid of those other watches within TAG Heuer's range. On to who I think is one of the big winners of the LVMH Watch Week, and that's Louis Vuitton. One of the reasons I think they are one of the big winners is, despite being a fashion brand, and the words fashion brand are a big no-no within the watch community, but that new Tambour Drag Hour is beautiful. That has my heart. It features a absolutely beautifully wearable 37mm case, and that pink gold, the 18 karat pink gold variant, it's just so simple. It's so, to me, the antithesis of what most fashion watches are. It's simple, it's legible, it's elegant, it's small, it's gorgeous. It's also expensive. Let's not beat around the bush. It's 33,500 Swiss francs. But I don't have a big issue with that, because I'm struggling to think of why, but it's a solid gold watch that's sort of interesting looking from a big fashion house, and the LVMH tax on these sort of higher level brands. It just looks cool. 45-hour power reserve. And if that's too cheap for you, they do a platinum version covered with diamonds, which is 61,000 Swiss francs. So they've got you covered if 33,500 Swiss francs is too cheap. Really cool release, one of my favourites of LVMH Watch Week. Next up, the Seiko Spin Time series from Louis Vuitton. Honestly, another sick release. That's all I can say about it, really. The hour markers spin, Terry. They spin. Unfortunately, these are all very limited. So, pricing. The normal spin time runs at $89,500. The gem set iteration runs at $149,000. And the spin time air is priced at $101,000 or $149,000 for the gem set version. That's quite a lot. Apparently, they're going to be making about 500 of these watches spread out amongst the references. So, it's not going to be a watch that you see on the street, but still cool to see. And if you want to know what movement these use, it uses an LFT ST05.01, whatever that means. But look it up, because you might find out some interesting things. And last but not least, I think my singular favourite watch of LVMH Watch Week, because, guys, you may have realised it, I'm not talking about Hublot in this video. All they made was some new, interestingly coloured Big Bangs and stuff, and I'm not really here to talk about that. But Daniel Roth with the new Extra Plat subscription, honestly gorgeous. I'm not even going to say anything here other than tell you it's 38.66 millimeters. by 35.5 millimeters and is 7.5 millimeters thick. Honestly, guys, look at it. It's got a hand guilloche dial, limited to 20 pieces, at a price of 45,000 Swiss francs. The guilloche is beautiful, the case shape is beautiful, the size is beautiful. In that tiny little case, it features a power reserve of 65 hours. It's manual wind. It's got an 18 karat gold case. I love it. I just wish I could afford one. So guys, who do you think were the winners and the losers of LVMH Watch Week? Pop down into the comments and let us know. We'd be really interested to find out. And whilst you're down there, why not like, subscribe, ding that bell icon so you never miss another video, and why not click that join button, support the channel directly, just like everyone on screen did now, because they're the best people in the world. They're all the Terry tier members, because Terry is amazing. We can't forget him. And you know what else I'm going to say? Watch yourselves. Terry tier members.